The Isle of Man's renowned for its splendour, beauty and gentle way of life. Like its ancient capital, Castletown, it's steeped in history. It's been invaded many times over the centuries, but nowadays it's a friendly invasion as motorcycle race fans flock to the island each July for the Southern 100 International Road Races. It's 4 days of action, the first 2 dedicated to practice and the final 2 racing. Each year, some of the biggest names in road racing contest the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company's Southern 100. It's a mixture of superbike, superstock, supersport, super twin and Moto3 solo machines, plus sidecars. The circuit is 4.5 miles in length. It begins on the Castletown bypass, and from the start line it's a short blast to the first right-hand turn at Billown. The quick exit is crucial to keep straight line speed high as the bikes power toward the tricky right at Iron Gate and through Billown. That's followed by the bumpy approach to the Ballabeg hairpin. It's then on to the spectacular Billown dip. Speed is still ferociously high as they go on to the turn back toward Castletown, across 4 ways, followed by the chicane at Church Bends. It's then through Stadium to the final turn at Castletown Corner, where many a race has been won or lost. Finally, the checkered flag. For the past 2 years, the event has been dominated by Dean Harrison. Fresh from his recent Isle of Man Senior TT victory, the Silicon Engineering rider is looking for his 3rd Southern 100 Solo Championship.
We've got roads superbike, to be fair, what I use in all the road races, so I've just got the normal roads superbike with us, which I ride at all the road races, to be honest, and with the super sport bike. All Silicon Engineering bikes, great bikes, ones I've rode all year, so sort of feel comfortable and at home on them. It's nice if it stays dry, but if not, to be fair, I felt really good in the wet the other night, so I had good wet practice on the 600, so even if it does rain, I feel really good.
One man having his best season racing so far is Jamie Coward. Time and again this year, he's shown his versatility with strong results in every class in which he's competed. He's looking for more of the same here.
At the TT, I always go to the TT with the intentions just to go and just try and beat my lap times from the previous year, or my fastest lap times. But the 700 is different again, because you're racing against other people. So I'd like to finish on the podium in every class if I can that I'm racing in. And then I'd like to, the superbike may be a bit difficult because obviously Dean and Michael are on the superbikes and we're only on the stocker, so that might be a little bit difficult. But the 600 and the super twin, I feel like I've got a decent chance in that. So, but like I said, it's just in the lap of the gods, so we'll just have to try as best I can and see what happens.
Wednesday night in the Isle of Man, there's the threat of rain in the air. It's the opening race of the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company Southern 100. Grey skies, but no sign of rain so far. That's forecast for later. Dean Harrison, Michael Dunlop and Jamie Coward on the front row behind them. Rob Hodgson, Michael Evans, Sam West, Michael Sweeney, Ryan Neen and Mark Parrott on row 3 as they get away. Good start by the looks of things from Coward, but it's going to be Harrison who's going to take the pack up to Ballachagan for the first time. By the looks of things, I think that was Sweeney coming through. But it is Dean Harrison who leads Rob Hodgson into 2nd place. But Dean Harrison, he has been the man at the Southern 100 for the past 2 years. He's carried on where he left off last year. He's leading. We're on board with Michael Sweeney. Cracking start from Sweeney from row 3. So into Irongate, Michael Dunlop in 3rd place, Jamie Coward, Sam West in 6th place, number 11 is Mark Parrott. Out of Joey's Gate, Dean Harrison putting on the style as they power their way toward Ballabeg, the bumpy part of the circuit, and already Harrison threatening to pull away. Sweeney's got Ryan Neen behind him. Oh, and it's all getting a little bit congested. We're just behind Davey Morgan riding with Jamie Williams. Crossfall ways, and oh, that is incredible. A stunning lead for Dean Harrison on this opening lap. Michael Dunlop now trying to find a way past Hodgson as they go up to Church Bends. He's going to get him on the brakes. Here is Harrison, and we should see Dunlop appear. It is. Dunlop is through into 2nd place. Hodgson now has Jamie Coward right on his back wheel as they go down along the fastest part of the circuit through Great Meadow. Castletown corner, opening lap, Dean Harrison. As Jamie Coward now goes past Hodgson. Jamie Coward up the inside, can he turn it in time? He can. So Hodgson back to 4th place. But Dean Harrison, my goodness, he's leaving them all. Well, Jamie Coward is still not able to shake off Rob Hodgson. But Dean Harrison is away. Oh, Michael Evans looks like a retirement for him. What a shame, he started on row 2 of the grid. Let's just hope that things keep dry. Michael Dunlop now threatening to leave Jamie Coward behind. Sam West still there in 5th place. Michael Sweeney going well. He's on board with Jamie Williams much further back down the order. We see number 40, Rhys Hardesty. 73, David Brooke. Davey Coward keeping Michael Dunlop just ahead of him. He'd like to reel him in, of course. Still got Hodgson behind him, but there is Dunlop through Church Bends. Such a huge field. And always such close racing, not just at the front, but all the way down. Almost 40 riders on the start line for this, as Ryan Neen continues to hassle Sam West. Dominic Herbertson took a win at the Pre-TT Classic, and I don't think he's going to make it there, is he? But certainly he's keen. You can't fault him for that. So Davey Morgan loses a position. And there's Dominic Herbertson about to mug him as well. This is into Ballachagan. Not quite close enough, I'd say, here, but he might just get him on the power on the run out of Ballachagan, down toward Irongate. You can get your speed out of there. Then you have given yourself a chance. Here comes Herbertson. And who is that just behind? Jonathan Perry, number 42. Herbertson backing off into Irongate, sensible. But certainly Perry now coming in to play. A retirement for number 89, Sean Seddon. It's so busy around Billown and through Ballabeg. The Herbertson now, oh, I think he's going to go for it, but he'll do well to again get past Morgan. There's not much room, certainly at these speeds. Davey Morgan knows his way around Billown as well. He knows it far better than Dominic Herbertson, but Herbertson, whoa, that was a big move. Meanwhile, out front, Dean Harrison continues to pull away. He's in the 2:15s. So Herbertson's a man on the move, and then Williams is his next target. This is into Church Bends, and he can get the power out. He might just be able to get a slipstreaming along Great Meadow. Meanwhile, Dean Harrison's knocking off another lap, and that gap back to Michael Dunlop is extending. Or as Herbertson at Castletown corner, and Williams may just have to yield. Indeed he does. That was slick from Herbertson. So Herbertson finishes the lap. Jonathan Perry now looking to take a position away from Davy Morgan. This is into Ballachagan. Now Jamie Williams will do well, I think, to carry on following Dominic Herbertson. Number 2, Dominic Herbertson leading this little group into Iron Gate. It has Richard Charlton at the rear of it. Dean Harrison just picking it off each time. 2:15.3, 2:14.4, 2:15.1. Those are his lap times. And this is through Church Bends on the Silicon Engineering Kawasaki. Ryan Nean still with Sam West, battling for a top 6 position. Dominic Herbertson a little bit further back, just inside the top 15. Just everyone does that. So Wall just at Joey Skate as they go in. Took the shoulder in. 100% complete focus. Iron Gate, Sam West, Ryan Nean. A bit of a gap back. So here is Dominic Herbertson. He'll do well to go through at Iron Gate, and he's doing very well indeed. Can he get it turned in time? He can. That was a big move. Now we have Stephen McKnight in the picture. Nice and neat yet again through Church Bends, down along Great Meadow, then it's on to Stadium Corner, or Stadium Bend, then Castletown Corner, before the start finish. And poor old Michael Dunlop, well, I was saying earlier, Michael Dunlop didn't get his BMW until, what was it, March? So he's been playing catch-up ever since. He's also, his late decision to go racing this year meant that he missed the whole year's winter preparation, whereas Dean Harrison this season has upped his game. He's been doing bodybuilding, he's been improving his fitness throughout the winter. Here is Michael Dunlop in second place, a lonely second place, but it's a good way to start your week. Just 4.25 miles to go for Dean Harrison and the Silicon Kawasaki ZXR 1000. We had a little few spots of rain before racing got underway. Oh, this could be a move for Ryan Nean now. Ryan Nean up the inside of Rob Hodson. Oh, has he overrun Hill? I think he has. Oh no, he hasn't. He's managed to tuck it back in. He says sorry. My goodness me, Ryan Nean. That was close. I really thought he'd overshot it there. In fact, I think he's letting Rob Hodson go through. That's what the foot indication was for. Dean Harrison taking the applause already as he goes through Ballabeg. Just a couple of big corners still to go, Cross Four Ways and Castletown. The Jamie Cowd then, look how the front is chattering away. It's so bumpy into Ballabeg. He looks like he's on for third. Here's this battle for fourth between Rob Hodson and Ryan Nean. Ryan Nean has absolutely been flying in these last couple of laps. He's gone from 2:21 down to 2:18. But Dean Harrison, fastest lap of the race, the only rider inside 2 minutes 15, 2:14.1, which shows just how quick he's been. Michael Dunlop 2:15.1 is the next one, and the rest are all in the 2:18s. So then, one more corner to go for Dean Harrison. Listen to the applause. Well deserved. He just spat it towards the front after the start, didn't he? And there's been no catching him. Dean Harrison, a deserved winner. He begins 2019 at the Southern 100 with a victory. This is how they finish. Ryan Nean fifth behind Rob Hodson. Jamie Cowd is third. Michael Dunlop second, with Dean Harrison the race winner.
No, I got off straight after a fast start, as fast as I felt comfortable really, and then just sat in the top 2:14, 2:15, 2:14 every time. I watched my lap time every lap, and just thought I'd just keep it at that pace, and I'd up it if needed be. But no, the bike working well, to be honest. A few little niggle issues. It's the first time I've raced this bike round here. We've been a new bike for this year, so no, we'll go back to the drawing board and work on a couple little bits for tonight, and go from there.
This is the picture in terms of the Metzler King of the Roads. Derek Shields still leading the way from Michael Sweeney.
All smiles on the podium. Coming up next, it's the turn of the 600cc Supersport machines. It's Southern 100 week in the Isle of Man. Let's get straight on with the action.
The riders are on the Billown grid for the JCK Limited 600cc race. This is a support class, but should be no less thrilling. They're poised and ready to go. Ben Shuttleworth in pole position with Alan Johnston and Frankie Stennett alongside him. Don Gilbert, Red Hughes and Lee Hembury on row 2 as they power off the line. Michael Mace on 19 trying to weave his way through, but it's Gilbert who hits the front, and he's taking Shuttleworth with him. A poor start for Alan Johnston, who's back in something like 7th from a front row start. Oh, and he's losing more places. Ballakagan lap 1, the race is led by Gilbert with Shuttleworth second, then it's a gaggle of riders sorting themselves out, but the leading group appear to be around the turn without too much fuss. Stennett has 3rd place with Hughes 4th, and Mace continues to push toward the front on bike 19. He's into 5th now. On board with Shuttleworth, he tips into Irongate, continues his pursuit of Don Gilbert. Roads are dry, but clouds are menacing. Fingers crossed, the forecast rain stays away. It's an incredible sight as they snake their way from Joey's Gate and over the bumps to the Ballabeg hairpin. Riding with Alan Johnston, who I think is in 10th place behind Lee Hembury. Johnston, as I said, began on the front row. Hembury was on row 2, so it looks like they've blown it early on. Gilbert leads across 4 ways, then it's Shuttlewood, Hughes, Stennett, Mace, Forbes as Mace tries a cheeky one, but it doesn't pay off. Forbes, the newcomer, a little hot into the corner. A nice cushion for Gilbert at this early stage. Alan Johnston out of Church Bends and powering toward Great Meadow. Two riders have made a break for it. Don Gilbert still leads with Ben Shuttleworth second, then a 3-way for 3rd, led by Hughes and involving Mace, with Stennett seeking to reclaim 4th. Shuttleworth is close to Gilbert, but not close enough to strike. They slow for Ballakagan, and is Shuttleworth closing on Gilbert? He does look closer. Meanwhile, a big gap back to 3rd. I think Shuttleworth will have a pop here. He is, he's having a pop. New race leader. Meanwhile, Mace is up to 3rd. And this is the moment Shuttleworth just holds off the brake a little longer and receives his reward. Mace is the man to watch. He's now up into 2nd, having qualified 9th fastest and started on row 3, and he's having the time of his life. It's now a 5-way fight at the front. We drop back down the order to Alan Johnston. He was just behind Lee Hembury, but the Yamaha rider has worked his way up a couple of positions. Hembury on bike 4 is the man to watch. He's now made it a 6-way fight at the front. He's just posted the fastest lap of the race, the only rider inside 2 minutes 33. He holds 6th place as Shuttleworth leads Mace into Ballakagan. Meanwhile, it's all very tight for 3rd as Stennett pushes back in ahead of Gilbert. There he goes. Dan Forbes is also worth keeping an eye on. He's trying to bridge the gap to Hembury, who I think is about to grab 5th from Hughes. Indeed he is. And he's going for Gilbert as well. Remarkable. I'm not sure what's taken him so long, but he's right up to speed now. Here they come, the Magnificent Seven. For Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen and Charles Bronson read Ben Shuttleworth, Michael Mason, Frankie Stennett. That's all I can name. I want to add Lee Van Cleef, but I think that's another movie. This race, well, it may not have five-star billing, but it is turning into something of a blockbuster with plenty of twists and turns. And that's not just the road, but the story of this race. Still nothing between them. And Forbes, who's never been to the Southern 100 before, is learning in the best possible manner. He's closed right in on this group. Here they are, and oh my, what a sight. 7 right into Castletown corner. And 7 right out. There are 7 potential race winners, and any thoughts of waiting to make a move are right out. This is see a gap and go for it, or get on the power as quickly as possible. 4 1/4 miles remain. Ben Shuttleworth, who's led for most of this race, with, you could argue, the most to losers. Hembury buys one and gets one for easy powers up to second. I was about to suggest a move of Ballakagan, but he slots in behind Shuttleworth. And further back, it's pick a line, any line, even one that doesn't exist, and we are on for a grandstand finish. Hembury, the fastest man out there. His time on lap 4 of 2:31.4, over a second quicker than anyone else. Whoa, and Shuttleworth slides across as Hembury inches from Joey's gate, keeps it straight, and it looked for a moment as if we were about to see the most audacious overtake ever on this course. However, Shuttleworth still leads, and Stennett now looking menacing in third. Brad Hughes somehow is 7th. So the view from Ben Shuttleworth, the race leader, will he crack? Will someone else's front wheel suddenly appear? He would be devastated to lose this now, having led for so long. Just a couple more miles or so to go. It would be a bold move along this back section of the course from Ballawhetstone through Williams. And my goodness me, Lee Hembury has pushed through as they blast through the section known as the bomb hole. That's a big move and worthy of winning any race. So Hembury, who was way down the order early on, as Stennett now goes through to grab second. This is far from over. Well, Stennett believes he can win, and just look at them. This is like a punch up in a phone box. They all can't fit on the podium, but that's what they're all aiming to do. Hembury through Church Bends for the final time, and he has the speed, I believe, to keep out of trouble. There's just one more slow section, and that is the final turn. Hembury out of stadium and far enough ahead to claim this if he makes no mistakes at Castletown corner. Big question marks over who will finish where in this top 7. Shuttleworth will want a podium, at least having led for so long. He may not get it. Stennett should grab second. Lee Hembury wins, an absolute corker at Billown, and Shuttleworth will grab third with Mace 4th. He had a cracking ride from row 3. 5th for Don Gilbert, Dan Forbes 6th with Brad Hughes 7th. Now let's get our breath back. 3 seconds covering the top 7 across the line, but they all want the number 1 spot, and that went to Lee Hembury. What an incredible race that was.
Yeah, I think it was about 7 or 8 of us all going for the win, and you know, it's just focus, keep hitting my braking markers, and yeah, and just getting past them at safe places, and you know, making sure, you know, we sort of steal the win this time.
Coming up next, can Dean Harrison make it 2 wins out of 2? The Billown circuit near Castletown in the Isle of Man is the home of the Southern 100 road races. This is Michael Sweeney's 2nd time at the event. The Irish rider should feel at home on a track very similar to those he races on back home.
Came here hoping that, well, the main thing was to try to get into the top 10, and we qualified pretty well last night. We had a 7th on the Superbike, 9th on the 600 and a 4th on the Super Twin, so if we can carry that through, maybe nip up another couple of places in the race, we'll be happy enough.
We're moments away from the start of the Radcliffe Butchers 600cc race. Dean Harrison starts this in pole position as he goes in search of his 2nd win in a row. Incredibly, he has won 10 of the last 11 Supersport races here at Billown, and the last 7 in a row. Will Harrison's winning run be broken? We're about to find out. It's a very strong front row. Jamie Coward and Michael Dunlop as the lights go out. Harrison to the front, but but he's taking Michael Evans with him. Coward looking menacing in third, Herbertson up there, so is Hodson, Nathan Harrison as well, but where is Dunlop? My goodness, Michael Evans leads. Another lightning start from him, and Coward trying to follow suit. Dunlop 7th, I think, on board with Sweeney into Ballachagan, and just watch the revs as they bounce between 13 and 16,000. Harrison will take top spot from Evans at Iron Gate. Oh no, he won't. He slips back into second with Coward third. No sign of Michael Dunlop amongst the leaders, so he's left himself a lot of work to do. That hasn't been a problem for him in the past though. So it's Evans, Harrison, Coward, Herbertson, Nathan Harrison, Sam West, Rob Hodson, Michael Sweeney, Brad Davey holding ninth. And I've not spotted Dunlop. That's not to say he isn't there. On board with Jamie Coward out of Ballabeg and along Duck Street. Not as bumpy as the approach into the hairpin, but not by much. Evans perhaps something of a surprise out front, especially as he didn't start on the front row. Herbertson, well, he'll be delighted to be fourth on this opening lap. Now then, Coward has slipped by Harrison for second, and that is something of a surprise as Nathan Harrison, no relation, slips past Herbertson for fourth. Now this is the moment. Coward goes past Harrison on the approach to the bomb hole, and wow, that is a big move and a big decision to take. So having passed Harrison, Coward now has Evans in his sights as they fly towards Stadium Bend. Coward certainly full of confidence, and having just passed Dean Harrison of all people, at somewhere you wouldn't expect Dean Harrison to be passed, it's no surprise to see Jamie Coward hit the front. What an opening lap it's been for him. I think if you asked him right now, he'd say that's his best ever lap of the Billown circuit. Meanwhile, Nathan Harrison and Dominic Herbertson still squabbling over fourth place. So it's Coward, Evans, Harrison, Herbertson, and a big gap back to sixth as Michael Evans drops to third as Dean Harrison overtakes him on the bypass. 4.5 miles of racing, and we've had 3 different leaders so far, although Harrison, you could argue, only led for a few yards off the line. Jamie Coward looking the business out front, but Dean Harrison won't be panicking just yet. This plus 5 more laps to go before the checkered flag, and as long as Coward doesn't pull away, then the Silicon Engineering Kawasaki rider will be happy for things to move as they are. Michael Evans losing a little bit of ground to the front too. Dominic Herbertson still in the picture in his tussle with Nathan Harrison. Harrison close enough to strike, but where? Coward's already shown he has plenty of straight line speed, so we shouldn't expect a drag race. This is Coward's best year of road racing, and he can't be too far away from adding to the win he picked up here in last year's solo founders race. Having led on the opening lap, Michael Evans will be hoping at least for a place on the podium for his efforts. Out of Stadium Bend, and Coward with plenty of speed on the approach to the Castletown corner. What he can't afford now is to make any mistakes. He must have the perfect race to keep Dean Harrison at bay, and that is a mighty big ask. Glancing around won't help you, or you wouldn't think so. Dean Harrison has a board just here on the left from team boss Paul Liddon, so should be no need for him to have a look around as well. Riding with Michael Sweeney, he's chasing Sam West, and may look to pull out of his slipstream along the bypass, which he does. 2 riders relatively new to Billown, but seemingly settling in well again, and West arrives back in the picture when it didn't seem there was enough room. I really wasn't expecting that, and I don't think Michael Sweeney was either. Never fails to impress the way they just tuck in their shoulders as they almost graze the wall at Joey's Gate, and then have their teeth shaken on this bumpy section into Ballabeg hairpin. Evans in third, but for how long, as Harrison looks menacing in fourth. Almost a replay of the previous lap. Coward with Harrison for very close company. I can't ever recall seeing a move on the run into Church Bends, but good speed out will give you every chance of a slipstream pass along Great Meadow. And how close are they to the wall on the exit? Astounding. Sam West in trouble as he still has the Sweeney hot on his tail. All that's missing is the theme music. Jamie Coward will not be beaten into Castletown Corner. He really is at the top of his game, very similar to Dean Harrison in that he's done the spade work over the previous few years and is now reaping the rewards. It took Harrison some time to get where he is today. He was never an overnight sensation, but it's all been worth it. He has been the man at Billown for the last couple of years, which shows just how well Coward is riding in this one. So out of Ballocagan, and can Harrison make his move on the run to Iron Gate? He's thinking about it. He does look close enough, but is there enough speed, enough room on the road, enough time to go past? The answer is yes. Dean Harrison, inch perfect, throttle perfect, brake perfect to take over at the top of the leaderboard. At some point, Dean Harrison had to decide to make that move. Is it instinct? Is it calculated? Is it chance? At what point does he think, I'll have a go here? Or does he just go for it? And if it's not coming off, then ease off the throttle and wait for another chance. And a front wheel in the air for Michael Evans. He still holds third place, but only just. Coward has passed him once already, and he has to do it again if he's to take the lead of this race back from Dean Harrison. Although Harrison was behind Evans at the time that happened, and that may have been influential, if that's the right word. The battle for third, almost as close as the battle for first. There's just over a lap to go, and Coward has a little over 4 miles of road left if he's to stop Dean Harrison from making it 8 Supersport race wins in a row at the Southern 100. Last lap flag, and even if Coward fails to pass Harrison, he can take great heart in the fact that he stayed with the senior TT race winner throughout these 7 laps. A good, solid ride too, but Dominic Hermanson. Beg for the final time. Jamie Coward still on the rear wheel of Dean Harrison. He has his teeth fixed firmly in his backside. He's certainly close enough too, and it's now all about these last couple of miles. Dean Harrison is being made to work very, very hard for this one. Will there be 2 Harrisons on the podium? Cross 4 ways, and you would think Coward would need to be a little closer than he is. I think he knows that the game is up. He'll have to settle for second. Harrison will take what I believe will be his 18th career win at Billown in the Southern 100. Been a great effort, but Jamie Coward will have to settle for second place. Dean Harrison makes it 2 wins out of 2, yet fastest lap of the race goes to Coward. Away from Dean to his family who are watching. Michael Evans just holds off Nathan Harrison for third, less than half a second over the line between Jamie Coward and Dean Harrison.
Good to have a good race with Jamie. It took me quite a few laps to get past him, to be honest. His bike's really strong, so it's just picking your point. I thought I'd see where he's fast and I'm fast. And I sort of thought, right, if I get past sort of mid-race, I thought I'd get the hammer down and try and just stay in front. I could his bike getting a little bit quieter, so I knew we were getting a few tenths on him, so I just, last lap I sort of got the head down and tried to hit everything and get it right.
Coming up next, it's the Super Twins and Moto3 race. The Isle of Man is known worldwide as the home of road racing. The Southern 100 in the south of the island is the focus of attention for 4 days in July. Dominic Herbertson is one of the event's up-and-coming names. He's filling in for the injured Paul Jordan in the Super Twin class.
Yes, I'm on the dapper, but Paul Jordan, bless him, he had an injury at Anglesey, just testing, obviously getting ready for the Ulster. But the poor lad hurt his thumb, and they've kindly asked me to step in just to keep the sponsors happy. But I've been very lucky to hop on a top-class bit of machinery, and it goes like, pull the paint off it, put it that way, it goes that well.
The Mike Carouche Plumbing 250 650cc race, which is mainly Super Twins. The two strokes have been so prominent through the decades here at Billown, but just not enough of them to include them on their own anymore. There are some 4-stroke Moto 3 machines as well, as the lights go out with Jamie Coward in pole position and Rob Hodson drawing up alongside, in fact moving ahead. Dom Herbertson on bike 2. It is Hodson ahead as they go toward Ballocagan, but they're packed entirely for second. Coward, Herbertson, Michael Sweeney. And that is who we ride with, and he slots into third. Oh, in fact, no he doesn't. Wrong gear perhaps out of the turn as he bogs down and losing positions hand over fist, and that's a mechanical issue. What a shame for Sweeney, less than a mile up the road. Hodson from Coward into Iron Gate, but is that about to change? Indeed it is, as Coward takes the lead. Herbertson back to third, Jonathan Perry in fifth. Herbertson relatively new to Billown, he took part in the Pre-TT Classic on this circuit a month ago, so too Jamie Coward, the race leader, and having hit the front, you'd have to say he'll be a tough cookie to get past. They literally bounce their way to Ballabeg, it's so bumpy. Ball Gartland a wee bit further back down the field. Game over for Sweeney, his second year at Billown. No luck for him so far. Coward across 4 ways, a small gap back to this battle for second between Hodson and Herbertson. On the approach to Church Bends with Jamie Coward, it says slow on the road. Enough said. Gap back to 4th place. Jonathan Perry involved in that scrap. Herbertson shaking us about, perhaps shaking Hodson into submission as he slides inside on the run into Stadium. John Perry in 4th, with Xavier Denis making his Southern 100 debut in a respectful 5th place. Herbertson, I was about to suggest, coming under pressure from Hodson, who had a think, but his body language suggests he thought better of trying a move. He may try something as he gets on the power, though, out of Ballocagan. Keep an eye out for 43, Adrian Skate. There he is, as he battles against the bigger Super Twins. Howard with a comfortable lead. He's carried on where he left off in practice. Herbertson, having passed Hodson, will now seek to reel in the race leader if he can. The bike he's on is certainly capable, but does he know his way around here well enough? '28, another of the non-twins. It's Tom Snow on the Moto 3 Falcon Honda. No suggestion that the gap between first and second is coming down. In fact, if anything, I'd say it's increasing. Coward has won here before, just the once in the Southern 100. Last year's solo founders race, to be precise. He's never won a Super Twin race at Billown. In fact, none of these riders have, so there'll be a new name on the trophy. Ivan Linton has dominated this class since 2014. He's not here this year as he continues his recovery from injury, which I believe is going very well. Adam McLean was the last Super Twin winner here in 2018. Unfortunately, another rider missing through injury. Powered out of Stadium and powering into Castown Corner. Herbertson still second, with Hodson close by and looking more spectacular than it feels as he scrubs off the speed. Jamie Coward with a 2-minute 28.2 lap, both Herbertson and Hodson in the 2:29s, which comes as no surprise. Over the rise and into Ballakagan. The road drops away slightly before the turn. But Herbertson still keeping Hodgson at bay, or is it Hodgson can't get close enough to Herbertson? A bit further back, Jonathan Perry, Michael Evans, Xavier Denis on his Southern 100 debut. The Frenchman has Dave Moffat for company. Roll off the throttle, a quick squeeze of the brakes, and then back on the power out of Ballabeg. The Little and Large Show with Jack Petrie from Christchurch leading Tom Snow at Iron Gate. Jamie Coward enjoyed plenty of success at the Pre-TT Classic here at the end of May, collecting several wins. And he's looking good to add to that tally at Billown. Into Church Bends he goes, and down he goes! Smacks into the wall, slides across the road. The air fence does its job. He's back on his feet and out of harm's way. My goodness. We won't see it from the onboard camera, but as he hits the front, or as he hits the turn, his front wheel tugs, and when that happens, there's nothing you can do. You can save the back when it starts to go, but there's no saving a front wheel when it does. That is Brad Vickers taking a place from Mark Colvin as they peel into Ballakagan. It's the 10th year of Super Twin racing at the Southern 100. In that time, we've seen 5 riders on the 650cc top step of the podium. Ryan Farquhar, Jamie Hamilton, Dean Harrison, Ivan Linton and Adam McLean. A 6th name is about to be added. It looked like it would be Jamie Coward. Instead, it should be either Dominic Herbertson or Rob Hodgson. Which one will it be? This is Sean Seddon. He's lapping at around 10 seconds off the speed of the leading riders. Dominic Herbertson still leading, but unable to lose Rob Hodgson. Jonathan Perry should bag 3rd place. He's some way off the front too, but he has a big advantage back to 4th. You always associate 44 with Jamie Hamilton, who had so much success here. And Hodgson trying to emulate that as he draws up alongside and passes Herbertson at Iron Gate. Big move, but a big prize at stake. Paul Garland is about to see the last lap flag. Here it comes. Hodgson leads on the last lap as the bike squirms under braking across 4 ways, and Herbertson is running out of overtaking options. It does indeed look like Herbertson has powered his way past Hodgson at Great Meadow. He just needs to protect his position at Castletown Corner, and victory is his. Herbertson keeps it tight to the inside, and as long as he turns in time, then he should be okay. Hodgson tries his best, but it's not enough. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Here they go. Herbertson takes the checker flag, and what a close finish that was. Just a few bruises for early race leader Jamie Coward following his tumble. At the end, 0.02 of a second, the winning margin for Dominic Herbertson.
Rob, you know, he pushed me to the absolute end there without a doubt, you know, and we both wanted it, and it was like chasing a rabbit, you know. It was just a case of he just took the lead, and it was just had a little bit more drive on the RC bike, and I was just be able to pip in the last corner there, and you know, fantastic job by, you know, their team and Rob, and yeah, I don't know what to say, young'un. I'm just smiling here.
That concludes racing for the first day at the Southern 100. Join us again next time for the best of the action from day 2.